Nice, quiet summer morning in Dallas. Actually, Lee Park, as you can see. The statue of Robert E. Lee on Traveler and the soldier behind him get to live. When you see another sunrise, they don't get to live because they're just a statue. So I'm going to kind of walk around and give my thoughts on this. As we look at its last days, it's kind of funny. There's been a lot of angst and arguing going on about this particular statue and what some people think it represents and so on. And it kind of brings to mind to me that there's two types of people. There's those that look for the good and those that look for the bad in other people. Robert E. Lee had something in common with all of us. He was human, and he had his good and bad qualities just like we did. But I think, again, there's two types of people: those that look for the good in somebody and those that look for the bad. I like to think that I'm the kind of guy that looks for the good in people. The sad part about those that look in the bad, or for the bad in other people, they just seem to have a hole to fill. They bring nothing to the table, so to speak. There's no, you know, for lack of a better word, goodness in their souls. At least that's the way I see it. Lee lived, I think, maybe 5 years after Appomattox. And when you look at portraits of his face, he seems to be a sad man. Maybe he realized all the problems, and maybe he should have made a different decision. Who knows? I do know that the victors in that Civil War took his property. He didn't donate it. They took it and they made a cemetery out of it where they buried the war dead. What must have weighed on him, knowing that his property held the bodies of those who he went to war against. So my guess is he paid dearly for his faults. And I don't know. Just some random thoughts from me. As you can see, they have guarded, or they've put gates, a fence all around it. There's police. This place is crawling with police. It's normally the safest neighborhood in the world, at least in Dallas. But now I'm sure it is. If you're a criminal, don't come down here, unless you just want to get caught. Yeah, this spot is just three blocks away from where I live. And yeah, I've never come down here. I've driven past it 1,000 times, I'm sure, but I've never come down to look at it. You know, I think it's a biblical quote or text or something. Morning, officers.
Well,
is there some kind of, this just for this, or is there a march coming around?
I think there's about to be a race today.
Oh, a race?
5K.
Oh, got it. Okay, thanks. Well, today it's just for a 5K. Nothing quite so nefarious as this. Anyway, interesting. Full moon up there, or at least a waning full moon. Beautiful park, beautiful statues, a work of art. I mean, goodness. What it evokes to me is not racism or loss or evil or anything like that. It just is a man on a horse. I mean, you can't see it's a Confederate Army uniform from here. It's just a well done work of art. The sad thing is, well, I don't know, politicians. Up until this issue, I never knew who my city council person was, who lives just right over there, I believe. And looking at his resume, I realized, well, I shouldn't expect anything else from a politician. He's just going to do what the majority of people tell him to do, or at least the majority of people he listens to. So in his little world, he was on the radio the other day, that's how I learned who he was. In his little world, everybody wanted this statue down from this neighborhood. The odd thing is, this park has been a place for weddings, for an Easter parade, and I mean, even Lee Park has a history amongst the hippies from the late 60s and early 70s. But nobody ever said a word about it. Everybody that lived here was just fine with it, in fact, loved the park. And all of a sudden he says, well, everybody in my constituency wanted this thing down. I just don't get it. But then again, which one of us believes what a politician tells us? So anyway, there is Robert E. Lee and the statue that's causing so much angst and has stood in the way of so many people's success. That's it. Statue of Robert E. Lee, 360. Have a good day.